Hello, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I will be reviewing another NASCAR Diecast 164, of course, from Lionel. And this is, so far, the newest diecast I own from them. This is a 2025 car. I don't own any until now. And these, I don't know what took me so long to wanting to get these, but now I do. And I don't think I regret them at all. They are, of course, the Red Bull cars, more specifically the Trackhouse Racing number 87 and 88 of Connor Zilisch and SVG Shane Van Gisbergen. So, yes, the Red Bull cars, they're actually back in NASCAR full time. Well, not full time. They've only run it a couple times this year. And it didn't win a race, which I'll get into in a little bit. Now these, I rarely get diecast from the, I guess if you want to call it the Gold Series, I don't know, like the ones that they sell online or at the racetrack. I rarely get them because there are some that do look cool, I'll say, but other than that, most of them have been kind of lackluster. But I did order another one, but that one's actually a pre-order, which, fun fact, that's actually my first ever pre-order diecast. Even though the DNP, I'm not going to go into specifics until I actually get it. I guess the only things I'll say is that it's apparently coming in November or October. I don't know which one to believe. And they DNP'd all the versions except normal 164. So that's where I'll leave it at that. That's pretty much the only other 2025 diecast I've been able to get this year. I've been splurging lately on these. But these I absolutely had to get because not only is it probably going to get rare or expensive in the future, but you know, I love Red Bull cars. I only own one in my collection, which I'll show you in a little bit. But yeah, here's Connor Zilich's 87 card. They look almost identical. There's just a couple differences in sponsorship and numbers. Take a look at the 88 of Shane Van Gisbergen. I guess we start off with the number 87. We'll just get my trusty turntable here for now. So yeah, of course you have Connor Zilisch. This is his rookie year, technically. He's only running part-time in the Cup Series, even though he's dominating the Xfinity Series right now. This one could get, out of the two, I've heard people, I think Connor Zilisch will probably get the most rare or expensive or harder to acquire in the future, since it's technically his first ever diecast made. And, you know, it's not his rookie year. He's running a part-time season, but you know, if he does become successful, hopefully, this thing could actually shoot up in value. So if you want to just get one of the Red Bulls, I guess just get this one. But I'd recommend getting both, in my opinion. So yeah, from Lionel, yeah, it says Connor Zilisch, number 87 Red Bull, limited edition, even though I don't know if I believe that. Let me get my little tool here just to open up the sides of those boxes. Because usually when they're new, I think I've ripped one, and I think it was a Kyle Larson car from like 2021. I ripped the flaps of the boxes one time and just made the box look ugly. But here, as you can tell, we opened it. I'm going to slide the die cast out of here. Okay, now, it says on the box ages 6 and up. But this doesn't really make it look like it's 6 and up, because this diecast actually comes on a base, which doesn't surprise me really, because it is an energy drink brand, and usually when an energy drink brand is on a diecast or an alcohol sponsor, they have to put it on this base, because you know, you don't want kids playing with cars that promote alcohol or energy drink, highly caffeinated drinks really. But this one just kind of confuses me because it says ages 6 and up on the box, and we don't have Monster cars or NOS Energy cars, and hell, even McDonald's cars are on bases, which that's just really strange. The fact that Red Bull doesn't really care as much as McDonald's or Monster and NOS is kind of crazy. But anyways, I guess enough of that little side tangent. Let's take a look at it, because it does look, it looks so nice. These Gen 7 cars, like, I mean, who would have known that Red Bull would come back to NASCAR? Not as a team, but even at least as just a sponsor, a supporter of Trackhouse. I mean, it would make sense. You know, Shane Van Gisbergen was sponsored by Red Bull when he raced in the supercars, the V8 supercars, down under in Australia. And, you know, I'd see some of the Red Bull sponsorship, and I'm like, and this was before they even unveiled some of these liveries. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they came back with the Red Bull. And yep, look what happened. Red Bull came back to NASCAR, and so far they've been doing a lot better than they did when they first came into the sport in 2006, 2007. So, but yeah, and enough of that little side tangent. I'm just talking about Red Bull here. This is a nice car. It looks almost identical to the old Red Bull cars that previously ran with, you know, the Gen 4, then the Gen 5 COT, and then after 2011 or 2012, I don't remember. That's kind of when they left the sport, and you know, it became quote unquote BK racing. But I don't think too many people talk about that. And it's kind of cool that they stuck with the numbers that have an 8 in the front, in the 80s really. This is number 87. Of course, this VG is 88. But yeah, this is a nice one. These bases, I think I'm planning on taking it off the base. I did see a nice tutorial on how to do it. I'm not going to do it in this video because I don't want to mess it up, really. So I'm just going to leave it on the base for this review, but definitely after, I'm definitely going to have to take it off so I can let it roll around. So yeah, Connor Zilic, he's been phenomenal this year, especially in the Xfinity Series. You know, been winning races left and right. If he doesn't win the championship, I guess just blame the playoffs for that. You know, he's been having a really great year, and it'd be cool if he could do the same thing in Cup. I guess we'll take a closer look at the finer details of this. Now, the paint, the blue, is a little off. The real car actually has like a dark blue, almost to the point where it looks like black, but it's like actually really dark blue. This is dark blue, but it's like more lighter. But I don't mind really. And it's kind of like in a satin matte finish to it. And the decals are like shiny, so you get like a little different texture here. The number 87 on the sides have a chrome outline, which this is a first for me. I don't think I've owned a chrome number diecast before, or outline, or anything for that matter. So we got the bull. Now, some things that people probably won't enjoy from these cars, specifically these two releases, is the lack of sponsorship on the quarter panel, or the fender, the rear fender, and the back, the rear. The reason, you probably may or may not know, but this is really just a template, the basic Red Bull template. Because if they run the Red Bull car, say, I'm going to make an example, a pretty simple one, like Shane Van Gisbergen ran the Red Bull car at Sonoma. Those white spots would be replaced with the Save Mart logo. And yeah, they actually are planning on making a race win diecast with the Save Mart logos, I think. Just so I could fill up that little empty space. I was thinking of getting that one, but not really right now. Maybe if I feel like it, probably. And I think Connor Zilic, Las Vegas. I think it was Connor Zilic. I don't remember. No, not Las Vegas. I think it was Coda. He had a Quick Trip logo, and then another one. I think they had a Circle K logo on the side. So yeah, it's just depends on the region where this paint scheme is running at. They usually have different logos from the different convenience stores, really, or whatever. I actually wonder if it's going to run in Las Vegas, if they're going to run it in the Red Bull livery that year in the playoffs. But yeah, this is an awesome looking car. You know, I'm really excited because, like I said, I don't own any other Red Bull cars except for one, which I'll definitely do a comparison once I get these two out, and I'll bring that other one. So yeah, Connor Zilic's name on the windshield banner. We got a spoiler sponsorship, and it has the famous "gives you wings" tagline on there. Chevrolet, nothing on there. I mean, if you want to, you could put decals of whatever store you want on the back if you'd like. Which I think it'd be a cool idea, but nah, not right now. I think that's Zilic's name. Chevrolet, WeatherTech.com. We got Trackhouse, the little Trackhouse logo, and the right side is the same as the left side. Just beautiful diecast, honestly. And it's a little easier to hold it in the base, I think. And here's the bottom, 2025 Chevrolet. It is on the EL mold, and yeah, it's glued on there with the little screws, but I'll figure out how to take those off later. So yeah, that's pretty much the Connor Zilic car, and now let's try to go a little quickly here and just move on to the other Red Bull car, which is going to look almost similar, so maybe I'm not going to spend too much time on here. But yeah, Shane Van Gisbergen, the guy who's been dominating the road courses this year. He's won all of them, I believe, so far. I don't know if there's one more on the schedule, but I wouldn't be surprised if he won that one. It'd be cool if he could put up another statistic, and being up there with Jeff Gordon as like one of the best road racers. But in my opinion, I think Robbie Gordon shouldn't have been one of the ones, but that's just me being biased, really. Just trying to open up the box here. There you go. It was a little tough. Get this out of here. I'm excited because, like I said, rarely get diecasts like these anymore. I only get authentics from the stores, and I'm pretty disappointed in the state of them right now. But yeah, here's the other Red Bull car, part 2. But this is number 88, and it's literally the exact same livery. Just a couple differences really is the number on top is, well, of course, not only 88 and 87, but it's a red number for Zilic and a white number for SVG. And another difference, I should say, is the front. Zilic's car has like the little white stripes right here next to the Sunoco logo, and SVG's has red stripes and also has the Sunoco rookie whatever sticker on there. And then after that, it's just minimal sponsorship details. Like we have Wendy's on there, and safety culture, quad lock on the quarter panel. The rear is the same, the deck lid is the same. The little decal application there is a little strange, but I think that's how it is in real life. You got Van Gisbergen, gives you wings. It's on both of the cars. It's both on the top. And yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this one because it looks almost exactly the same as the Connor Zilic car. It's just different number and just little details and such that are a little different. So let's place both of them on here, honestly. Make them look nice. Oh, yeah, that's sick. I didn't expect, like I said, I never really would have expected to see Gen 7 Red Bull cars, and once I saw they were gonna make, or they were planning on making diecast, I was really thinking, I don't think they're gonna get them. Of course, it didn't really surprise me that they did, because it would have been a very popular one, and it is pretty popular. But at least we have an energy drink car. We rarely get those anymore. But Monster, it'd be nice to get a Monster car or NOS energy car one of these days. But they're just too strict. And I guess the final thing I just want to show is the other Red Bull car I own, which is kind of old, and it's actually a KCK 2010. I think it's a 2010 car, number 4 for Red Bull Motorsports, or Red Bull Racing, I guess, if you want to call it that. We're gonna do a little comparison. The blues are they're a little identical. I think they're almost identical. I'll say this one is a little bit darker, the KCK one, and it doesn't really have that matte finish to it. So, but either way, they both look amazing. This one's a little chipped up. This is a little old. So, and I found it at the flea market. I got really lucky finding one. Now, a thing they wish they could do, and unfortunately I think it's pretty strict on the Cup Series, is the wheels. You see the bowl, it's not, the rear wheel is not painted. They're all the same color, which it doesn't look bad. But this one, back then they would paint the rear wheels just to kind of match the bowl, which I think is a pretty nice touch. It's pretty iconic for the Red Bull cars back in the day. But I do like the uniform style of cars. I don't think I've showed this on camera often, so I'm just going to show y'all quickly. say Casey Kane's his, I think it was a just 1 year deal before he went to Hendrick Motorsports in 2011, I think, if I remember correctly. I just can't think, and I just can't think right now. Just blown away by these cars. It's great. It's awesome. So, if you're thinking of picking these up, I would suggest you do, because if not, I probably would have regretted it if I never did. Yeah, just get them. Not only because it might get expensive or rare or really popular, but, it's just a nice diecast overall. So, I'm really happy with these. And it's another one to add to my growing Gen 7 collection. So, that has been the review of the 2 Red Bull cars, the Shane Van Gisbergen and then the Connor Zilic cars. So, if you liked it, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.